The first 3 years of life. A time to explore. A time to see, to touch, and to hear. To establish trust. And to begin the development of language. A time to take the first steps towards independence. Montessori education is based on observation. For over a century, Montessorians have been observing young children and creating a learning environment that responds to the developmental needs of early childhood. For the next few minutes, we will visit 3 infant-toddler Montessori programs. The Montessori Children's Center at Burke Rehabilitation Hospital in White Plains, New York, the Seton Infant Toddler House in Chicago, and Hope Infant Toddler Community in St. Louis, and observe how these schools are meeting the special needs of infants and toddlers. With the benefit of a caring, nurturing environment, infants learn faster than at any other time in life. Maria Montessori referred to this learning process as the unconscious absorbent mind. By this, she meant that infants have the ability to absorb knowledge and the capability to teach themselves. The human brain has a remarkable capacity to adapt and change, but timing is crucial. While learning continues through the life cycle, there are optimal periods, which Montessorians call sensitive periods. During a sensitive period, a child can learn rapidly if the opportunity is provided. After the sensitive period has passed, he may find it more difficult to absorb these skills and information. For infants and toddlers, the sensitive periods include movement, order, and language. Infants are attracted to everything. They want to investigate and touch, to taste, to feel, and to see, as they learn to use their senses and to become more agile in their movement. The Montessori infant environment is a safe place for exploration. A place where the child has the freedom to move without barriers or fear of being told to stop. As the child explores the prepared environment, he satisfies his natural curiosity and begins to build a sense of confidence in his ability to discover what the world is about. The objects in the Montessori classroom are infant-sized, designed to appeal to the child's senses. A variety of surfaces from carpet to tile to wood stimulate the infant's sense of touch and challenge him to act on developing motor skills. Pillows, mobiles, mirrors, infant-sized tables and chairs. Most parents immediately sense that the Montessori environment offers their children something special.
My son, who's almost 3, says he wants to do it all by himself instead of me doing it for him.
The environment itself is, I find, very nurturing, very calm. You just know that your children now are being cared for, and I think a very positive, nurturing environment that teaches them how to be independent.
The most important part of the Montessori environment is the adult who is responsible for preparing this special environment. The adult is constantly observing the infant based on a broad knowledge of infant and toddler development. When the child is ready to take on new challenges, the environment can be adjusted to meet that need. At the core of every decision is a respect for the child's ability and desire to achieve independence. If a child can walk, he is not carried. If she can stand, she is diapered standing. Particular care is also given to avoiding overstimulation of the infant's senses. In these early months of life, everything is new, and the ability to tune out distractions is still developing. Infants are given the opportunity to explore the prepared environment with few interruptions. Although this child is not yet ready to handle a spoon, the adult holds the spoon near the child's mouth, allowing her to choose to bite. Infants are encouraged to begin feeding themselves as soon as they are ready.
There would be surprises we'd have, and then we'd go into school and say, well, you know, they just did this at home. Well, you know, and we'd find out they've been working on either just simple things like using utensils and those types of things, drinking out of a regular cup. You know, that's been something that at home you transition that slowly because you're going to deal with spills and those types of things. And then, you know, here it's just kind of part of the environment, and they see other children doing it.
Nature is also emphasized at all levels of the Montessori curriculum.
The emphasis on nature, they're constantly going outside, come winter, spring, summer.
There were flowers in the classroom. Of course, there was the, I'll say, live animal in each classroom, so whether it was fish or the bird or, you know, anything that they had, it really kind of made the kids feel a sense of comfort and just a calming portion to it.
Children need a sense of order in their lives, which is brought about by the consistency of the adults in the environment. They need to know that the adult they feel comfortable with today will be there tomorrow. It is critical for all of the adults in the classroom to respond to their needs and assist them in meeting new challenges.
You know, it's great for the children, especially at a young age. They get used to seeing a certain caregiver, they develop bonds with some and not all people. So if there's a constant turnover, it's very difficult to try to reassociate them to that.
I think it is important that children are able to have a sense of security and predictability in their day, such that they're not constantly being startled by new people or new layouts to the environment. And I think that's reflected in the base philosophy of the Children's House, that it's not an institution that the children are attending every day, but it's almost an extension of their home.
Beds or areas to nap in the Montessori infant environment are accessible to the children without adult assistance if a child feels the need for a nap. They are also free to wake up and begin their exploration of the classroom anew. The child is seen as competent rather than helpless. Language formation is encouraged through conversation that respects the child's desire and ability to communicate.
Unsnap your shirt.
When adults need to change a diaper or wipe a nose, they explain what they are about to do. This conversation shows a primary respect for the person the child is and prepares the infant for the process of verbal communication. When a child babbles or gurgles, adults will often respond with words to help the infant or toddler to learn the rhythm of conversation. During this sensitive period, infants and toddlers have a remarkable ability to develop language skills, an ability which will diminish as the child gets older.
No, I can't.
As the infant becomes a toddler, her mind is moving from the unconscious absorbent mind to more conscious choices and actions. Separating from the primary caregiver is an important task for the toddler, and each child's own timetable for making that transition is understood and respected.